These days, Mayim Bialik has a fair amount in common with her character on The Big Bang Theory. But when she was young, her similarities to certain Broadway starlets may have landed her a major gig. Although she is best known as Amy Farrah Fowler now, Bialik had a long stint in the limelight playing the titular role in the 90s sitcom Blossom. Bialik took to the big screen in 1988's Beaches. Still in her preteens at the time, she played the young version of Bette Midler's character, Cece Bloom. And in 2017, she commemorated her time on set with a throwback Instagram post. She wrote, "Ready for another take under the boardwalk? The cigarettes were herbal and my mom had to light them for me, LOL. We filmed at Coney Island but made it look like Atlantic City." Though her grin was a stark contrast to the deadpan stare from her co-star Marcy Leeds, her curly wig and fishnet stockings were even more unexpected compared to the rigid sweaters and pleated skirts she'd done a few decades down the line. And while Midler and Barbara Hershey may technically have been the stars of Beaches, it was Bialik and Leeds who introduced us to their tear-jerking friendship. And 28 years later, they honored the film's director, the late Gary Marshall, with a hilarious recreation of their famous opening scene. In 2016, Bialik posted a YouTube video of her and Leeds reading the script of Beaches, dressed in two wacky outfits inspired by their original costumes.
I am none other than the fantastic, world-famous, child wonder, Cece Bloom.
Bialik spent a lot of time between the film's debut and her years on The Big Bang Theory on hiatus from the Hollywood scene. In that time, she received a PhD in neuroscience and started a family. But she still remembers Beaches as the most formative project in her young career. When Variety asked her if she learned anything from being in the film, she said, "I guess the most salient is that your life can change in a moment. Because mine did. They could have gone with so many other girls. Maybe they should have. But this became my life story. This became really the architecture of my very existence. In all of our lives, there are those moments, and that was mine." Since Bette Midler was the inspiration for her character in Beaches, casting the adult Cece was easy. But finding a kid to channel the Broadway greats' energy would have been a whole other can of worms. Luckily for the casting team, Bialik's parents knew where her strengths were early on. As she told the New York Post, "When I started acting, my parents wrote a letter to different agents saying I was a Bette Midler, Barbra Streisand type. I was like, I'm not a redhead. I'm going to be eliminated." But her talent outshined her brunette locks, and she won the role after a few months of auditions. But didn't even need to dye her hair, as the movie's hair team custom fit an auburn curly wig for the young star. Bialik wrote all about her experience in a blog post on her lifestyle website, Grok Nation. She wrote, "These were long and hot days filming in a very hot and heavy wig. My mom would get me a Nathan's hamburger for lunch, I was not vegan at the time, and I would usually nap in my tiny trailer during lunch." While that sounds like a reasonable practice for a child actor, she would occasionally upset the wig master for sleeping in her wig. As she wrote, "Early mornings on set, sitting in the wig chair for a solid hour and makeup for another hour or so, coupled with long days in the heat, were hard for a 12-year-old. I needed a nap. After that, filming in glasses and cardigans on a Warner Brothers stage must have felt like a breeze."